Yeah. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Vanna. Hey, Private Dancer. It's been a while. Hey, Color Purple. Hey, Hamburger Eyes. Yeah, 2 years I've been doing this nonsense. Hey, Lady Sunflower. Apparently, October 10th was actually the date. I should have done it. Which means I should have, Wednesday is when I actually should have done my anniversary stream. Like this past Wednesday is when I should have done my anniversary stream, but I didn't realize it. I got my first independent business. I mean, technically, it was like a few weeks. It took a few weeks before I actually got monetized, so it wasn't actually a business at that point. Hey, Lynn. 735 of pure YouTube live stream plus 375 days. Celebrate me wearing basic gray tee. I mean, what do you want me to wear? Rara. Don't ask you what you want. Fair, Van. Fair. I probably don't want to know. I imagine I probably don't even want to know what you want. Because it's probably filthy. Vannas want one thing, and it's disgusting. Hey, Zach. Which do I weigh? Still 180. Vanna is a horn dog. I mean, a lot of my chat is. I've got a horny chat. I do have a relatively horny chat. Have I tried Indian food? Maybe. I'm not sure. But it's really not for me. It's too much flavor for me. Too much spice. Even just the smell of it sort of gets to me. Even just the smell of it puts me off. So yeah, Indian food is very much not for me. Yeah, Zach, I weighed myself a couple days ago, and yeah, 180 still. So I am just hovering right at right around 180, give or take a couple pounds. Which could be worse, could be better. I'd probably lose a bit of weight if I ate better and exercised, but fuck that noise. Hey, Val. Yeah, like even just doing like some stomach crunches, I'd probably be able to. But fuck that. I don't do exercise. A little bit of weight suits me. Thanks, hamburger. Just watch some My 600-Pound Life. You're doing all right. Yeah, 600 pounds is a lot. Those shows always feel so exploitative to me. Like, hey, look at the freaks! Look at the freaks here! Watch the freaks! As long as you consume nutrients, you'll live. Question is, am I consuming any nutrients? Hard to tell if there's any nutrients to anything I eat. Walkable neighborhood. I mean, Cornwall as a whole is relatively walkable. Yeah, I mean it's not. I can walk to the grocery store. Thoughts on root beer? It's just like the Federation. Root beer is a lot like the Federation. It's cloying and bubbly and happy. But if you drink enough of it, you start to like it. It's insidious, just like the Federation. My root tastes like beer? What? Do potatoes count as vegetable or fruit? Vegetable. Walk around the block a few times each day. You heard me say fuck exercise, right, Val? Homer is 38. I'm the same age as Homer Simpson. Man, I used to be younger than Lisa, and now I'm the same age as Homer. Jeez. Yeah, when I first started watching The Simpsons, I was younger than Lisa was. It's life for you? Yep. And it's still fucking going, and the show is still fucking going. We're at what, 36 seasons now? 35 seasons? What is it? The 30 season 35 they're on right now or something like that? Potato is a good source of potassium. That is an electrolyte. Hey, Barbara. Yeah, it's what? Season 35 for Simpsons? Still, yeah, Simpsons is still going. Hope South Park and Simpsons going forever. Favorite Simpsons character? It's been a long time since I watched the show. I mean, it kind of depends on it. To a certain extent, it kind of depends on the episode. Like probably Lisa. Complica. I mean, I kind of am Complica. At the very least, I try not to be uh, as judgy as comic book guy. Sideshow Bob, yeah, he's good. Moe's fun. Barney's fun. A lot of fun characters like Family Guy. I just got fed up with like first 3 seasons of Family Guy, brilliant. You know, 3 brilliant seasons. Then they got canceled. Then they came back from cancellation, and it was just cutaway gag after cutaway gag after cutaway gag, mixed in with overly long gags every episode. Homer's half brother in Canada. Yeah, Hugh or Uncle Howie. Was it Howie? Smithers gay. I mean, Smithers being gay was a running joke for almost from the beginning, like almost from like very early on. They hinted at Smithers being in love with yeah, like very like, even early seasons. Yeah, they had hints that Smithers is in love with Mr. Burns, like running gag hinting that Smithers is in love with Mr. Burns. I love cutaways. That's why I used to love Lost. So yeah, 90s to early 2000s. Yeah, exactly. Like the first 10 seasons. The first season was good, but a bit rough. Just because they were still getting the animation down and getting the humor style down, getting the voices down. There was a lot of really good stuff in season one. Season one did have some really good episodes. It's just it ends up feeling rough. Season two, they got it together. Season two is when it fully became The Simpsons. Like just the whole thing came together, and from that point on, the next 8 seasons, from seasons 2 through 9, basically, were just almost all hits. I think season 10 as well was basically like just all banger episodes. After that, you started getting, I think that was sort of when they started getting the occasional miss in there. Yeah, the formula started to change a little bit. Formula started to get a little bit stale. Characters started to become more and more. I never watched regular show. Hi, Nell. I never watched regular show. Yeah, the characters started to get a little more caricaturized. Started to get more exaggerated, and by season 15, it was just like, this is not the show that it used to be. This is not the show that was good. This is a different show that just happens to have characters with same names and similar personalities. Original Ninja Turtles? I don't know if I ever watched it. I would have been really, really young. Sorry about that. I was just had a fleck of dust or something in my laptop that I was flicking and accidentally tapped the screen. Sorry about that. I don't know if I ever watched the cartoon. I would have been really young, so I have no memories of it. I know I had a couple, or my brother had a couple of Ninja Turtles action figures. I don't remember which ones. And obviously the theme song. I remember the theme song. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Years and a half shell, turtle power. That's how I remember the theme song. I don't remember any of the rest of the theme song. But, that theme song is just, that bit is embedded in the brain of every single child from that generation. Everybody of a certain age has that theme song embedded in their memories permanently. Much music, yeah. YTV, yeah. Yeah, I remember. I watched those. I always liked George Stroumboulopoulos on Much Music because he was the cool alt guy. First few episodes were amazing because they were written by a Japanese studio. I never watched Danny Phantom. Yeah, YTV. Yeah, as a kid, of course, I watched YTV as a kid. The kid shows. Yeah, it showed kids shows. I was a kid, so I watched YTV. And then Much Music. Yeah, I watched Much Music. Ed the Sock, of course. Always loved the fromage. I was back when I was a kid. I enjoyed whenever they do fromage. Did MTV actually have music when you were young? I think so, but it was already like I think it still had some music, but when I was a kid, it had hit the point where people were joking about MTV not playing music anymore. Hey, Vamp Diva. So like even back then, the joke was that MTV did not that music television did not play music anymore. I think it had like TRL probably. I didn't have MTV myself. Like I didn't have access to MTV. That would have been satellite, I think. We just had cable. So we didn't have MTV. Much Music was our equivalent. And that one did have a lot of music when I was a kid. That Much Music when I was a kid, Much Music was primarily a music channel. I mean, even like, videos most of the day and, even the shows they would have. They'd have shows about musicians and things like that. When a kid would get music stations, no idea. Crazy talking pineapple puppet video in French class. I don't think so. Don't think we had that. We just had a normal French teacher. And we had rabbit ears, so not very cultured. Fair enough. Much Music was actually where I first learned that musicians don't make music off or don't make money off record sales. Like I remember, like it happened upon, I was channel surfing one day. Much Music was doing this thing where I don't remember the details, but like you know various clips of talking to musicians about record sales. Never watched Spy Kids, and like one of the bands they talked to, one of the guys was like, uh, "Wait, we're supposed to get paid for that?" Last night I had a dream of buying a Tupac DVD from Radio Shack. Wow, Radio Shack is throwback. Yeah, like how much money do you make off record sales? We're supposed to make money off that? That was where I learned that album sales do not actually give money to musicians. Remember Taylor Swift having a hot take on pirating? Good take or a bad take, Vanna? Was she pro pirating or bad or anti pirating? Catherine Zeta Jones and Antonio Banderas. Remember when musician posters were so popular? Yep. Anti pirating? Well, fuck her then. Taylor Swift being was anti pirating? Fuck her. I remember I remember Metallica basically just destroying so much credibility and goodwill that they built up by coming out as and like suing Napster. Leaks, yeah. Opposing leaks is fine. Like musicians getting pissed off when their shit leaks, that I'm honestly fine. Music pirating sites. Yes, because those definitely aren't a thing anymore. I would never use a pirating site. Some of like the bigger artists might have made money off CD sales because they could, because they could negotiate contracts that would get them more money off of it. But and just the sheer number of album sales. But for the most part, yeah, it's just musicians don't make money off selling their music. And yeah, Napster. I remember Napster and Metallica, and like I said, Metallica just ruined their reputation, their credibility, their goodwill by suing Napster. So many people turned on Metallica at that point. Yeah, well, check. Yeah, I used AIM. Of course, I used AIM. YouTube to mp3.com. But of course, that would be wrong. I will actually sometimes use that Vanna for, yeah, something. Shit. Some truth is, some music you just can't really get legally. But yeah, I tend to download music. Windows, Mac, Windows. I've never had an Apple product. Never. I have never in my life owned an Apple product, as far as I can recall. I love B sides and unofficial releases. Yep. On a side note, I also remember back in the day, here in Canada, um, I think it's been changed since then. But when I was a kid, when file sharing was big in was like when file sharing like sort of first became a big thing. Hey, shook ya. Wednesday, the takeout day. When file sharing first became this really big thing, um, in Canada, it was legal to download something, not to upload it. You couldn't share it, but you could download content, and it was free. You know, like to download a song, that was legal. You know, it was legal to download music from those file sharing sites. What was not legal was to upload music to those file sharing sites. Best Buy is going to stop selling Blu-rays and DVDs. There you go, Space Gamer. I will say the end of physical media for especially for TV shows, but movies as well. The end of physical media, just in general, is really fucking bad. Considering that at any moment, um, the studio can just decide to remove it from its streaming service. And at that point, it's just gone. It's gone. Like, it's, you know. Hey, Rosie. Overpriced, yeah. Yeah, like, I'm a Star Trek fan. I'm a Trekkie. Star Trek Prodigy was a good show. Hey, Arjun. Star Trek Prodigy it's a really good Star Trek show. Paramount Plus decided to just remove it from its streaming service. At which point, that's it, gone. Luckily, it's being picked up by Netflix, so it'll still be available on Netflix, and it does have DVDs. But or like Marvel, like if Marvel Studios decided not to release WandaVision DVD, and then 5 years down the line, they decide to remove WandaVision from Disney Plus. Well, that's that show gone. And it's so shitty that the end of physical media, trailer, means that so much media is dependent entirely on corporations deciding that it is not deciding that it's deciding whether it's more profitable to keep the show on the streaming service or to remove it from the streaming service. I like how they don't let you record or even screen cap on phone for Netflix. Yeah. Wanted to paint a picture and it came back right out. Yeah. Yeah, I mean I can understand why, but it does still suck. So hey, fart. Probably so you can't spoil things for your family and friends. Oh, someone said something funny or I'm doing a review. I mean, Like, obviously, they don't want people, they don't want people recording it and then sending it out to other people for free. Like, I get that. But yeah, screenshots in particular, Disney's done. Why do you support them? I mean, I don't. Like, I haven't spent a dime on anything related to Disney in like year and a half. Yeah, I mean, I guess it'd be like a year and a half now that I've just been like, no, Disney is something I no longer want to support. So yeah, I don't support them, and I haven't supported Disney in a year and a half. Got something spoiled once, and it ended my family. I was just bringing it up as an example, though, Disney or Rosie. A lot of people do like Disney shit. Disney is, you know, somewhat popular, but I'm going to support the Canadian government. I mean, who the hell said I could support the Canadian government either? But like at any time, like Disney is popular as it is at any time. Uh, they could be, they could decide that they would make more money removing something from their streaming platform than they make keeping it on there. Get a tax break removing it from their platform forever, and then hey, this show that people enjoyed is now no longer available to watch anywhere ever. Unless Disney was. So yeah, I mean, it's just most stuff still gets physical releases at this point. Hey, PK. So most stuff does still get physical releases at this point, DVDs and shit like that. But we are probably getting pretty close to a point where a lot of studios, Disney, Paramount, Warner, whatever. I don't know who. A lot of those studios are probably going to cut back on physical releases. They're probably going to do more stuff that goes solely to their streaming service and doesn't get DVD release. I never went to a midnight release for a video game now. I don't know that, honestly. I honestly have no idea if the gaming stores in my city have ever done midnight releases. They probably have for some of the biggest games, the ones that I have no interest in. Like, I don't give a shit about Call of Duty. Hey, Brian. Call of Duty or Halo or whatever, I don't care. So, midnight releases, I don't care. There's no point to it. Fucking whatever, Rosie. Like the only game that I ever would have been even mildly tempted to go to a midnight release for would have been Mass Effect 3. And there was no midnight release for that one. Not here in Cornwall. Because I was living in Cornwall at the time. They wouldn't have done a midnight release for Mass Effect 3. The new Snow White. The problem with the new Snow White is that they only give a shit. The problem with the new Snow White is that it indicates that they only care about name recognition. Yeah, like they could have done an original film, but they slapped the Snow White name on there. Final Fantasy Midnight Release. I've never been a big enough fan of Final Fantasy. No, so like they slapped the Snow White name on there just because people know the name Snow White. That's why it's called Snow White, is just to get people into the theater, because they don't have faith in original properties. They don't believe that original properties can succeed well enough. And then beyond that, I mean, it's whatever. Like, it's people freaking out about, they made Snow White and Latina because Latina is Snow White. Fucking whatever. Just Jesus fucking Christ, what the fuck ever. Either the movie will be good, or it'll be bad, or it'll be mediocre, or, whatever. Just judge the movie for what it is, rather than just freaking the fuck out about. It's fucking Disney. It's Disney. It's not that serious. And as an aside, as far as Disney going woke, I described his skin was so. Again, so fucking what? They used the name and made a version that makes fans of the original unhappy. No. Makes some fans of the original unhappy. There's a lot of other fans of the original who are totally fine with it because they don't really care. Because they're like, it's whatever. Animation will always suit Disney better. Yeah, the animation, like Disney animation, is definitely better than Disney live action, frankly. Watched a harsh review, but the new Little Mermaid movie and watched it. I liked it more than I thought I would. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that the new Little Mermaid was good, and Haley Berry, Haley Bailey, I think, right? She seems like a genuine sweetheart. Like, she just seems like the nicest girl out there. Yeah, like for the whole Disney going woke thing, Disney spends a lot of money focus grouping shit. They spend a lot of money doing market research. If Disney is going woke, it's because they genuinely see money to be made doing it. Shrek is better than any of these movies. Like, that's the thing with people, like, Disney's not fucking, for the most part, Disney's not stupid. They've been at this for a long time. Their goal is to make money. Their goal isn't to make the world a better place. They don't give a shit about crap like that. They care about making money. So, like, That environment, yeah. Too soulful sometimes. Yeah. So like the innocent inflection of Ariel. Also, didn't they cut a verse from Poor Unfortunate Souls? The verse about body, or so this verse about body language. I remember hearing about that, like that they cut Ursula's verse about using body language. It's like, dude, what the fuck? It was a great verse that absolutely said a lot about Ursula's character. A lot about Ursula's character. I think it was decent. Yeah. I mean, she was never going to be divine. Disney's a joke these days. Ruins everything touches. Hardly. They still make. They're still making. They're still making money hand over fist, Brian. They are still making money hand over fist. They are doing just fine, and honestly, they are almost certainly playing a longer game as well. They look at how demographics are changing, and they're taking the attitude that thoughts on Disney adults feels weird to me. But on the other hand, I was a Marvel zombie for a long time. Perfect. I mean, like, yeah, that's in whatever, Rosie. Because Rachel's like, I don't think Rachel Zegler's. Yeah, so Snow White's being played by Rachel Zegler, who is American. Like, she like, I was saying that people are bitching about a Latina Snow White. Rachel's and you were like, "Oh, fucking Mexican." I wasn't fucking talking about you, Rosie. I was talking about the fucking Snow White, who is American, not Mexican. Doesn't say like what she's Colombian descent. So Snow White is being played by somebody of Colombian descent. So the fact that you're Mexican is not fucking germane to the conversation, Rosie. Had nothing the fuck to do with what I was saying. I was pointing out that people were bitching about Snow White being Latina. So I don't fucking give a shit about you being Mexican when I'm talking about the reaction to somebody who's not fucking Mexican, dumbass. Christ, Rosie, you're boring. You are such a boring astral. Anyway, as far as like Disney ruining everything, Little Mermaid made $500 million. Yep, The Little Mermaid made $500 million on a budget of $250,000. It made a profit. The movie did make a profit. So, oh, they're ruining it. They're going broke. No, they're still making a profit. Fucking whatever, Rosie. Also, I don't think she's been fired. Wikipedia article still shows her, still says that she's there and that it's scheduled for next year. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, she has not been fired, Rosie. Yeah, just taking a quick look. She's not actually been fired. She's still in the movie. Still scheduled for March of next year. So, good job falling for fucking shitty ass clickbait. Clearly, you're somebody whose opinion is worth listening to, Rosie. Clearly, you're definitely someone who's not taken in by stupid bullshit. Absolutely, you very clear that you research this shit and that you look it up and that you are absolutely not just falling for propaganda that suits your fucking shitty ass agenda. Definitely, definitely somebody who can be taken seriously. Dipshit. Hey, Joanna. Like, honestly, if you can't even be bothered to do just the most basic ass Google search before saying shit like that, fuck should anybody listen to anything you say? You're a buffoon, Rosie. A buffoon. Yeah. I tell you not to let the door hit you on your ass on the way out, but I don't actually care. Got boring bit there. Oh, so once you got called out on your bullshit, then that's as soon as you got called out on your bullshit. Oh, it's boring here. 15 viewers. Yeah, it's 3 in the fucking morning. It's 3 in the fucking morning, and I never had a lot of viewers to begin with. You think I'm giving a shit about how few viewers I've got? Fucking dumbass. I've never cared about how many viewers I have. And again, it's 3 in the goddamn morning. I don't expect to have 100 viewers at 3 in the morning. Especially because, hey, yeah, I am boring. I'm a boring person. I accept that. I'm fine with being boring. Am I still talking about it? Gotta talk about something. I gotta talk about something, and mocking you for thinking I care about my audience is easy content. Do you ever miss the foodie audience? I mean, her audience was sometimes kind of unhinged. There were some unhinged people in her audience. I don't know. It's a shame that the Trinity are no longer around. Yeah, it is a shame that the Trinity aren't around anymore. They were always fun, but I suppose they've probably got lives now. They've probably got their own lives to go to. They got things to do, responsibilities, and ugh. Ugh. And Dandy, of course. Always miss Dandy. Whomst? The Trinity? Sofa King, Ashley Lamborghini, and Plain Cheeseburger. The Trinity. Just three people who were just always around in Chantal's chat and then in my chat. They bantered a lot with each other. They bantered with each other a lot, which always kept chats interesting. Yep, plain cheeseburger. She always said cheeseburgers. Says, "I plain cheeseburgers." It's like no, it's burger, singular. Sometimes miss the kitchen streams. Yep. For the record, nah. I was gonna make a D's nuts joke for my I was gonna make my emails look at these nuts fucking fuck it. Don't forget the 3 wacky numbers on the back. Unless it's unless I think it's, I believe Amex has 4 digits on the front. I know there's one credit card that has a 4-digit code on the front. I believe it's Amex. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. Been a long time. Like, I don't really have to deal with credit cards anymore. So, and it was like, Visas and MasterCards are the most common credit cards, and those both do the 3 digits on the back. So anytime that I did have to take credit card information, it'd be one of those cards. But I know there is one type of card, I believe Amex, that has 4 digits on the front. Hi, sad and poor. I'm Dad. I don't have any cards, and I don't have any kids, and I never will. But I'm almost 40 years old. I'm old enough that I'm allowed to make dad jokes. Even if I will never be a father, I can still make dad jokes. Never say never. But you just said it, Braden. That expression is a paradox. Yeah, I have no desire for kids. I do not want to ever have children. And considering I am closing in on 40 years old, I'm 38 years old. The odds of me changing my mind at this point, probably not very high. Just statistically speaking, just realistically speaking, I'm probably not going to change my mind about it. Lost some weight. Hey, taking care. Yeah, I'm still at 180. I've been at 180 for months. I've just been hovering around 180 pounds for months now. Every pound lost before 40 is good. Yeah. Could be an accident. You never know. Stand with Palestine. Yep. Yep, I stand with Palestine. She said, pull up my sleeve. No. More muscle than fat, but I could lose 30 pounds. Yeah, I could probably stand to lose 30 pounds. Certainly not in my wrestling day shape. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely stand to lose 30 pounds. But I'm not gonna. Because that takes more effort than I am willing to put in. I will be fat and lazy. The only exercise I want to engage in is banging your mom. Anyway, it's been an hour, so I will think I'll get going. In Rocky from Rocky 4 shape. So now that I've made a your mom joke, I'm free to leave now. I've made the obligatory your mom joke, so I am good to go. I'm sorry, taking care. I'm sure she was a lovely woman. I know, it's just sometimes I can't stop myself taking care. I just, I can't. No, no, not gonna make another your mom joke. Not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So, thanks for watching, and see you tomorrow. Good night, everybody.